What's up, y'all? Welcome to day 2 of my Dose of Gold recaps, where I go over the gold trades I took today in the futures market. This is not financial advice. This is me documenting my journey on my way towards financial freedom. And what's a journey without some hydration? My drink of choice, microdose tea. I'm RogueRxyce. Let's go get free. All right, trading. Let's get into it. Actually, before we get into it, I gotta address a few things. I know that this is completely different than what you might be used to on my channel. The reactions to music, I get it 100%. But it's not entirely random, because before I went on my hiatus, I did hint that I was going to get into trading. You might have to go back a couple videos and just pay attention. There's trading hinted in there. I already knew reactions weren't going to be a forever thing, because it just wasn't. I couldn't spend my entire day, not entire day, but a lot of those songs have me crying. And I'm not trying to be sad every day. No. I like to be happy and happy. So, yeah, that's one of the reasons why I had to swap. Also, if you haven't been living under a rock, you can see the state of the world that we're living in. It is not the same world that it was before I started, when I first started my reactions, which was like 3 or 4 years ago. Things are completely different, and I'm trying to set myself up, like I said, one, for financial freedom. I'm just trying to be safe out here when middle class gets completely deleted. I need to survive. And that's honestly what I had been in, was survival mode for the past few years, since my very first video when I quit my airlines job. It was survival mode. Royce has to make money. So that's another thing. I'm not going to feel guilty about trying to provide for myself and make money. That's what this world takes, is money. So I need to be able to make money. So I'm not going to be guilty for trying to learn a skill where I can make that limitless amounts of that. And me hopping on here and showing these recaps is so that I can give back to whoever wants to learn. And these videos aren't even for my current self. These videos are for future Royce to look back on, and future yous who want to learn a skill and just want to grow and break free and just become the best versions of themselves. I cannot stay the same, ever. I always like to change. Again, look back to some of my past videos. I had, and still do, have a problem where I just like to do a whole bunch of stuff. And that's why I needed to learn trading. I needed to learn how to trade so that I can financially support all the things that I want to do. And my goals for this channel, I'm actually not going to say my goals, because I know there's some people watching that are going to do everything in their power to make sure that doesn't happen. But just know, I have big plans for this channel, way beyond video recaps. This, what I'm doing here, isn't forever either. I'm documenting my journey. I'm not just going to be doing trading recaps. I have so much planned. You just gotta wait and see. So it's up to you if you want to unsubscribe. If you are a fellow subscriber, I cannot knock you. But if you want to stick around for the journey, I can guarantee you there are big things ahead. Just had to say that really fast. So let's get into these charts. You know how we start from the higher time frame. So I start from the daily, and let me just hide this really quickly. So daily. What am I noticing? Exhaustion, 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 exhaustion. What is exhaustion? That means that the sellers, because we were in a downtrend, the sellers are losing momentum and buyers are starting to step in. So that's all I need from that time frame. Again, my 4 hour is where I get my main bias, my main direction from. And remember the other day where I was so stuck on low sells and that I didn't realize the channel, like I was so focused on the sells because I wanted price to come down here to my negative 61.8, and I didn't realize the smaller structure was telling me to do some other things. But look, price came down. It eventually came down to my 61.8 area where I was focused on, where I was hoping it would get down to. So it did. So we hopped down to the smaller time frames, and also it came down to my area of interest. It broke my counter trend line, so it was making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. It broke that. And what happens when a trend line gets broken? That usually means that there is going to be a change of trend. So let's see here. You can see, oh, I wanted to go back a little bit so you wouldn't already see the trades that I took, but spoiler. And that also, I'm still currently in a trade actually. And usually I would already be taken out. I don't take trades past around 9 o'clock, but I won't exit the trade until 1 o'clock when the futures market is just going to kick me out. So right now I'm currently in a trade, and either my stop loss is going to get hit, or my take profit is going to get hit, or it's going to be 1 o'clock and I get taken out. Those are the only 3 ways I'm going to exit this trade. So the first trade I took this morning, what did I see? It came to my area of interest. 4 hours in an uptrend. So I'm expecting or anticipating buys. And then I'll do the bar replay. So it was underneath my area of interest, but I was not looking to trade that time anyways. I trade around the New York session open. So price broke my break of structure. Break of structure, it was lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, same lower low. Broke my counter trend line. So these are confluences to tell me that, okay, my bias is looking pretty good. So again, I was looking for buys. What's my strategy? Break and retest. Remember what I said in day one? 1 pair, I trade gold. 1 session, New York session. 1 strategy, breaks and retests. I do this so I can keep trading as simple as possible. I'm not trying to sit over here and overthink. I'm not trying to be over here extra emotional. That's why I had to stop doing reactions. I'm not trying to be an emotional wreck over here. Not on these charts, not in my daily life. I like to be calm, keep that steady constant. So it broke the break of structure. All I was doing was for it to come back to retest, and that's where I was going to enter, and that's where I did enter. Everything was the same. Again, I keep it systematic. 25 pip stop loss, 1 to 4. It stopped me out immediately, pretty much immediately. And I'm okay with that. I'd rather be wrong very soon and like get out of my draw. I don't want to sit in drawdown because I don't make wise decisions. I've realized when I'm sitting in drawdown, I'm missing perfectly good opportunities to get back in and see a proper setup. Like I don't like sitting in hope and prices just telling me that my bias is wrong. So I need a clear head. Only way to get a clear head is to get out of the trade. I don't want to be sitting in a trade. So it took me out. So I was done with that trade, but look what it did. Like it came down and then it hit my TP, my take profit level immediately after it took me out and then went up. Was I a little bummed about it? For sure. Like, yeah, I do want to make money, but what am I gonna do? I was out of the trade already. So I can't be mad at it. I just move on to the next one. Same thing. Where's my break of structure? Over here, because it was making lower low, lower high, lower lows. I'm just sitting and waiting again for the next. Everything's the same. Wait for the break. It broke. Then I wait for the retest. It's retesting. Sit and wait. It retested. I enter. Nothing is different. 25 pips. My target, 1 to 4. Simple as that. I'm trying to keep it easy peasy. I know this is going to be really boring for you guys. Maybe, possibly, especially those that do not understand trading yet. You want to keep things as simple as possible because your emotions are going to be all over the place. So if you can keep it systematic, do that. You're doing yourself a huge favor. There was also news today. I'm going to let you know that I am not huge. I don't know everything there is to know about economics. I just pay attention to them because the markets can get very volatile during that time. I just look at it to see what are the numbers looking like? What does this mean for gold? Today was FOMC. If I wasn't reading this right here that says it's the Federal Open Market Committee, honestly, at this point in time, I couldn't tell you exactly what it means, but it tells me right here. That means if it's more hawkish than expected, that's good for currency. Let me go over here to the dictionary. Hawkish means that, let's see, because hawkish, I know bullish and bearish. Bullish means it's going up. Bearish means sellers are in control, it's going down. Hawkish and dovish are like policy things that I'm not too familiar with, but that's why we have Google. Hawkish policymakers prioritize controlling inflation, potentially through raising interest rates, even if it means slowing economic growth. And dovish means the policymakers prioritize stimulating economic growth and employment, potentially through lowering interest rates, even if it means accepting a higher level inflation. Again, still in the beginning, like there's a lot of stuff that I don't fully know. I haven't fully digested because I'm still in my beginning phases of trading. Yes, I've been learning for the past few years, but I've been looking at the patterns and making sure I understand the patterns, and then I'm going to be implementing as well economic news. But I know that if something's good for currency, usually gold does the opposite. If the dollar is going up, gold will most likely be going down. If the dollar is going down, because gold is a safe haven for people's money, and if they get scared that the dollar is going down, gold will tend to rise. So more hawkish is good for currency. Good for currency means the dollar should go down. But this news right here didn't have any numbers, so there's a meeting going on, and I'm not watching the meeting, but I am watching these charts and what was happening in the charts. So it came down, it started giving me exhaustion, and it's going up. We're getting very little baby candles of momentum. It's still bullish though, so that's a good thing. It was going up. I'm not getting out early. I did move my stop loss when I got to 1 to 2 to break even. So right now I'm in a risk-free trade. So I can either make money or I make no money. I already lost money this morning, so I'm not trying to lose any more than I need to. So right now I just hold my hands and sit. It got very close to taking me out again because my price was at break even. But what do? I do absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing, because if I was a computer, would I be doing something? No, I have rules. It either needs to hit my stop loss or hit my TP or take me out due to the market close based on timing. That is it. If you let emotions get in the way, you're never going to make money. And what am I here to do? Make money. Why? Because I've got big plans for the future. I need to be able to provide for myself, provide for my family, look after everyone that I can. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I am striving for financial freedom. Because also, if you can tell from my name, RogueRxyce, no one's going to control me. Like, I am going to do everything in my power to not be controlled by anybody. I hate following rules. Like, I'll do it, but if I can find a way around it, I'm going to find a way around it, especially when it comes to money management. No one's going to take care of your money the way you can take care of your money. No one's going to take care of your health the way you take care of your health. Like, you have to, people are so lazy and just gladly give up power of anything so they don't have to think. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that. And why is this not playing? Because we're still in the trade. I'm still sitting in my trade, but it doesn't want to play. But let's see, let's exit this. Maybe it will. Laggy computer. Remember in day one where I was saying I would like to make money, and I will be making money so that I can get a new laptop? Well, this is exactly the reason, because my laptop has seemingly frozen and I am sitting in a trade, but it's frozen. But what I can do, let's see, can I hop over here? Just so you know that this is, I'm trying to pass another funded challenge, because remember I told you, I passed one, when was this? In May. I need to pass it again. So I need to be strict with my rules. And making these videos is helping me be so strict with my rules. Like, I couldn't even tell you. So even if you don't want to follow anymore or do what you gotta do, and I will do what I have to do. Again, this isn't for present me. This is for in the future. But just so you can see, this is live, not live, like I'm trying to pass a funded account, 50K funded account, but this is what it is. This is what's happening. I'm trying to get to this green line right here. Stop loss was moved into profit, so very little. Like, if it takes me out at break even, I won't be making any money. And you could see here that I lost my trade this morning, but I just sit here and wait. So now I'm not going to be doing anything until the time stop loss or it hits my take profit. And you can see that it's very, very close to hitting my take profit. My take profit is at level 33.26, and this is lagging so much. It's going to irritate me. And I kind of just want to close it just so you can see, but I also don't want to break my rules. So I'm going to let this run. I will tell you on Friday if it hit my TP, or if it just closed because the market closed, or if it went all the way back down. You will see that on day 3. I'll keep you posted. Thank you for staying tuned. Again, financial freedom, that is the goal. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.